YouTube, what's cracking? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I am Sorry BTR, your Game Pass guru. You can call me Colin. Listen, if you've been paying any attention to the hype around video games recently, then no doubt you have heard about Pentiment and all of the Game of the Year hype circulating around this title. I'm not going to make you wait until the end of this video to know if there's any real buzz surrounding this hype and whether or not it has a place in the Game of the Year conversation. There's this. You can indeed pet the cat. There you have it.
Hey, that's okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, it's cool, right? Yeah, nice.
Now, for the other aspects. I go through these phases where nothing hits quite like a shooter or a big set-piece action-adventure title. But then suddenly I can flip right back over and be in the mood for a character-driven, story-based, or decision game. This week, we're going to look at the divisive title Pentiment, which was just released to the Game Pass. If you're looking for fast-paced combat, visceral graphic quality, and intense action in a video game, then maybe look around the channel for another video. Like this one first, but maybe check for something else, because this is not that game. Now, I'm not trying to say that to sneakily turn you off from this game by any means. This is a thoughtful, moderately paced story game, which requires that you get invested into the story presented to you, as well as remember the cavalcade of characters cast your way. I nailed that sentence. This is a point-and-click investigation title, but it does some really special and unique things that I don't think I've experienced before. This game, I really started thinking that I was just gonna do a short about it, and then I had played for an hour. And then the next night when I got home, I thought I don't have any really interesting or compelling footage to even make a short out of, and then I had played for 3 more hours. Now, I still don't have any interesting or compelling footage, truly, if you haven't played a game like this, or in fact this game, but I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know if I love this game, but for some reason, I'm obsessed with it. This game has me thinking about the story and the things I may have missed because I didn't get the information I was looking for, and maybe I didn't ask the right questions. Maybe I wasn't even in the right place for the limited amount of time that I had to explore. I don't know. Watch what I'm going to show you and decide for yourself. The story you're going to see is simple and interesting. You take on the role of the artist Andreas Mahler. Not sure if I pronounce anything in this game right because there's no spoken dialogue, so I might just be fucking the whole thing up.
I'm not convinced I know how to read. I've just memorized a lot of words.
Andreas is a painter working in an abbey in Bavaria in the 1500s, creating his masterpiece in transposing the pages of transcripts into artwork. He has left his time as a student and taken this opportunity to create his masterpiece before returning home and taking up the station which he's been cast in life. Right off the bat, let you know that you're not going to hear the normal accommodating soundtrack here, mostly because I love this chant sung by a Benedictine monk, and I did stand perfectly still for 7 in-game minutes to be able to capture this audio, so enjoy. After this obvious dream sequence we see here, we are introduced to the different aspects of his personality personified and then awaken to the gameplay loop. We awake, wander through the village, and then go to work. There will be some things which occur throughout the day which introduce you to the other mechanics, limited though they are. This game is conversation. Conversation is this game. But the journal of our character is actually put to maybe the best use I've ever seen in a video game, as you are not only able to notate the people and places you've encountered, but based on the history that in-game you are able to give to your character, it will give you the history of certain topics at least as much as your version knows, based on what kind of character you've made. The loop slowly raises the stakes. You do things as mundane as making dinner plans, but then having to break them without being able to tell your would-be host. Then deciding if you're going to endanger your employment by attempting to spark a debate about Martin Luther in a room full of monks. One of the most interesting things in this game is how much you can miss. The game will tell you where you need to go or present the options, but it will not guide you there. If you decide you want to spend your time wandering around doing other things, then you may learn some information you normally wouldn't. But this will also come with the danger of missing out on other information, because time is a rule which this game will let you abuse, but not break. Spoil one thing here. There's a murder, which is the turning point in the story. And all the mechanics and relationships that you have learned and established will be tested as you take it upon yourself to learn the truth and free someone who you know to be innocent from execution. This game displays such a unique relationship with urgency because it's a slow build, which starts with stakes so low that for some reason you find yourself drawn into even this intensity because of the mundanity of the routine you've had presented to you. I don't know if you're gonna love this game, because I don't know if I love this game. But what I do know is I am drawn into this game. No pun intended. The art style is beautiful. The sound design is surprisingly gorgeous given the game type. And the thoughtful creation and use of character relationships feels realized and well thought out and well written. I think about this game more than I think about my crush, which is probably why this game is waiting for me in the house at the end of the workday, and I think that is the best thing I can say about a game. Thanks for the soundtrack, homie. Oh, it is so hard for me to show you guys limited portions of a game like this because, well, all games need to be played to be experienced, but this one kind of needs to be played to have the realization of the world fully appreciated. If you're not into point and click adventures, I get it. If you don't like the sound of pens scribbling on paper or pages turning, this is not the game for you. But if you're intrigued, there's some really interesting conversations to be had around this game and topics like religious oppression, feminism throughout history, and a look at what life in the 1500s was like in general. I don't know how to talk someone into this game, and frankly, I don't know that I would. But we've celebrated on this channel before when a game realizes what its goal is, and this game is a fully realized goal. They set out with one intense purpose in mind, and they nailed it. I'm excited for the idea of multiple playthroughs in this game because I'd be really interested to see how much I could change relationships. What it would have been like if I had chosen different backgrounds, different areas of study, different interests, or maybe just been a little bit less snarky. I don't know. Being shitty just comes easy to me, especially in games. Sometimes it's really nice to branch out of your gaming comfort zone, and that's what this game was for me. Maybe worth a shot for you. Game of the year? Nah, not for me. Game of the year for the genre? I also don't know. Maybe there's a hidden gem out there that snuck by me. This is not my area of expertise. What'd you think of the game? While we're on the topic of Game of the Year, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider doing so, not only because it does help quite a bit, but also because the next video is going to be on the stacked roster of Game of the Year nominees available to us on Game Pass. So, subscribe. Don't you want to be in this conversation? Also, feel free to follow over here on the stream. I promise it'll be back. Life's not always going to be as crazy as it has been. Thanks to everyone who supports all the different nerdy shit that I get into between YouTube and the podcast and sometimes streaming. It means the world. Thank you so very much. And I'll be back with that next video before you know it. In the meantime, see ya.